We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, but today doesn't feel that way. We are divided in more ways than one, and the media and the powers that be all have their own agenda. The people of this great nation no longer care about the truth, they only care about the side they are on. At Poor 360, I am trying to change that. We're bringing you the facts and history so we can all learn something and make our own decisions. Tune in every Tuesday to be a part of that journey. The following
is a journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
It's a journey into comics.
It's a journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Network.
Production.
And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Journey into Comics, the podcast dedicated to all things nerd, with your host, the podfather himself, Nate Phillips.
Showtime, a-holes.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Journey into Comics. It's Journey into Comics 236. We are live right here at the North End Pub for Fun for Funds, a Journey into Comics network event. We've just been slayed by all of the bands. We've had all the podcasts. It's time to do the wrap-up. We're bringing the Nerds of the Round Table back. Let's just get that shit right out of the way. Nerds of the Round Table 4, and I brought an amazing cast with me today. We're going to go clockwise, actually, just to be fair. We're going to have our first timer on the show today. Welcome for the first time ever, Alex Buckles.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you on the show.
Appreciate it.
You have been guesting on Dungeons with Dudes quite frequently.
That is correct, yes.
You just got through with the Death House.
Yes, round one of the Death House. Into Barovia Bros, I believe, is the new tag for it. Yeah.
Shit, yes. And up next, we're going to introduce the man. You know him and love him from Podcastrophe every Thursday on the Journey into Comics Network and also on podcastrophe.podbean.com. Welcome, Dick Tyner.
I'm Dick Tyner.
Welcome.
Hi, thanks.
You good?
I'm good.
Great. I'm glad you're here. Welcome back. Also, returning to the show for the third time in 4 weeks. It's become kind of a it's a fling right now. What's up with that?
Hey there, bub. I'm that guy that you invite in for a holiday and then I just don't leave.
I'm okay with that. Welcome back to Journey into Comics.
He's really playing out the Minnesota long goodbye.
Real quick,
Tyler.
Can we verify that mic?
couch
has a
I'm
pear-shaped
because I'm
print on it at
sure
this
I'm not
point?
hearing
Yes.
any sound out of that one there. Bump.
And I'm just saying something to fill the awkward silence.
You got some good H2O in that thing.
I have
Buckles
green
turned up
tea.
now.
Green tea
You
and
try
honey.
just say anything, Buckles.
I will say anything.
Yeah, we got you there,
Much
bub.
better.
Absolutely.
Also
Yeah, we got
joining
you
us, a first timer on the Journey into Comics podcast. Not a first timer on the network. He's been featured on Podcastrophe, Brews with Dudes, Dungeons with Dudes. You've seen him everywhere. He's kind of a network whore, as it were.
That's how I started
Wow.
out.
to the Journey into Comics network podcast, Mr. AJ. How's it going?
It's going all right until you called me a whore.
It was in love. It was a love whore. It
A
was
whore
Hey,
in
man.
love. This
You're
is
the
even better.
pretty woman of the podcast.
That's
Dick.
how I
Yeah, that's
started
exactly
out. That's
it.
how Blaine started out,
I mean,
too.
he doesn't get paid for it, so is he really a whore or is he a slut?
Well, he could just
man.
be.
I'm just building up
getting
my
paid in,
reputation.
emotional
Groupie.
attachment.
Yeah.
I was gonna say groupie is the perfect phrase.
He's
There.
the-
Or a
he's
roadie.
the,
I'm getting
star.
I'm getting a lot of what people in the industry call notoriety.
Notoriety.
Notoriety. Okay.
People remember his name.
So we're here for a purpose. I've got questions. You guys might have questions or topics to throw at me. I want to just get this out of the way. As you guys know, recently Fox officially purchased by Disney.
Right.
We now officially have opportunities for the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and I don't know if you guys saw it. The only person who made it onto Disney's site after the merger was Deadpool. Mm-hmm. Ryan Reynolds is not going anywhere as Deadpool.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they have outright said that they are rebooting everything
Oh yeah.
sans Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
They've actually come out and said they were keeping it at an R rating, I do believe. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
I think that it is a genius move, but that's not why we're here to talk about how good the move is and how this and that and the other. I have a genuine question. Right now, you guys have been given the keys to the kingdom. Kevin Feige said, fuck it, I quit. I want to go do shrooms in the forest. And it sounds like a Kevin
I'm
Feige
sure that's
thing.
how we got Beta Ray
Sure,
Bill.
let's do that.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out.
Okay, so here is the question I have. I don't know who wants to start. Throw your hand up when you're ready. You guys have all kind of been privy to this
I got
question
this.
before, but you have the keys to the kingdom. You are now tasked with finding a way to introduce the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Choose your own adventure. How do you do this? Buckles,
first thought I had, honestly, I sat here and puzzled over it, but really Fantastic Four has their own origin story that sets alone from everything else. You can do their origin story as is pretty well just from the start.
Do you think, though, that with them having already done that in more accurately in the 2005 version and way the fuck less accurately in the 2014, whatever the hell that was, do you think that that's, again, almost like the Spider-Man origin? It's been overdone, and maybe we need to just get into the action?
Yes and no. Like, I think it still could be done, considering that people have pretty well forgotten the Chris Evans Fantastic Four at this point.
Fair point. He might have been a Skrull in that universe.
I would hope so at this point. So.
I want to throw this in there, too. Let me ask you this. If you're a fan of the Fantastic Four, now that they're going to be breaking in on the scene here relatively quickly, I would imagine, how soon do you want Galactus? Because, in my opinion, he's got to be your next big bad, like Thanos. He's got to be.
So then he's 22 movies from now.
He's got to be.
Truthfully, I'd rather see the Annihilation Wave than Galactus.
Okay, I like it.
I think that maybe Galactus is if you want a genuine endgame for the whole MCU, they're wrapping it. They have told their story. Okay. Let very Galactus true. Be the guy that fucking comes and puts it on them.
That could be very well. I don't know. Somebody suggested to me earlier, I like the idea of Doom being the next main villain just because it will bring things back a little bit lower to center.
Yeah.
A little bit back to earth, I guess would be the right way to put it.
He's such a visceral villain.
It is, and it would be a nice turnaround from Thanos.
Well, and I think Dr. Doom is a character that can be thwarted in movie one and just keep lingering and keep nagging you through 10 movies.
And in the third movie, he's paying the bad guys to do his bidding because he's building Latveria.
He's intelligent enough to be the puppet master and pull the strings.
Very true.
And maybe a little bit of anti-hero Dr. Doom thrown in there too, where, hey guys, I'm trying to help you out. There's this dude, he's being a dick, and then it turns out that it's Doom been the one pulling the strings all along.
Damn, that would be gangster. Especially if you start to introduce, say, Norman Osborn and he gets pulling from Doom.
Yeah.
I mean, then the interconnectivity becomes, that's just like...
You've always got the red herring of having a Doom bot.
Yes.
Things like that.
Oh, man. You know what? I will say this. We covered this on the podcast a long time ago. Veronica and I actually watched the unreleased 1992 Fantastic Four movie.
Really?
It's pretty fucking good for 1992, let me tell you. Like, I want them to release it now that they have it in their catalog because Disney owns it.
Yeah,
it really exists.
I'm trying to remember who all was. If there was anyone of name in.
Not really anybody of note. No, it was a lot of nobody guys. I tell you, whoever they had play Doom was fantastic. He nailed the character, maniacal, evil. He goes from skewed to totally fucking left of center. Like, it was amazing. But back to it.
Was he Fantastic Four?
What? Oh yeah, I see what you did there. I got you, AJ. I got you. But I like the concept of finding a way to utilize Doom maybe to bring in the Fantastic Four because Doom could be your front door, the Fantastic Four just coming in the rear. The kind
of cool thing I've always thought about Doom was that he ties in with all the other characters so well. Like, hell, he even does enough magic to bring in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can still get a lot of that in.
Fuck yes.
I got the perfect idea.
Okay.
It's perfect. Let's hear it.
AJ, bring it on to us.
Basically, we're gonna reset this entire universe anyway, so it doesn't matter how I bring them in.
Keep talking.
What I want to do is we can bring the X-Men in and we can bring the Fantastic Four in, but they're gonna be from the universe in which Mr. Fantastic opened up a parallel universe, finding out a parasite that turned everyone into zombies. Superheroes became zombies, ran rampant throughout the entire world.
I like it.
So,
I like where you're going with
Mr.
this.
Fantastic and the Fantastic Four and the X-Men all come back as zombies through like this interdimensional rift and just cause this entire apocalypse on a new world.
Can I be honest?
And that's how you introduce it to the universe, because then you can just reset. We're done.
I'm not going to lie. If you decide to do Marvel Zombies, take my money right
now.
Fuck
yeah. You can't take it fast enough.
Robert Kirkman murdered that story.
I thought you were going to say Howard the Duck.
Oh.
We're already going places.
There.
We're working on that already. Kevin Smith's doing that already.
The animated,
Yes.
What do you think, Tyler? X-Men and or Fantastic Four and or both?
I think the quickest and easiest and maybe the most action-packed way to bring them all in at once do a little Secret Wars, little Battle Planet action.
Oh,
You drop them. You
Dude,
drop
Secret Wars would be awesome, yeah.
everybody from this generation of Marvel in on a battle planet. You have someone like Doctor Doom or any villain that you make captain of whoever, you know.
The Beyonder in
Yep.
this universe.
Bring the Beyonder in, and then
Dude, that would be.
This is going to play really
raging
well
about
into
the
what
chubby
I want.
right now.
then you let the Fantastic Four and the cast of the X-Men, whoever you decide to recast in those roles, you let them be the supporting cast for who's left of what we have right now, and then going into quarter 2 of the MCU, you just play off of all that supporting cast that you've created on Battle Planet.
Okay, I have an interesting thought because it's going to tie back in another big component to the Secret Wars, Kang the Conqueror.
Mm-hmm.
We know
Oh man.
pretty much that time travel is going to be a thing in Avengers 4.
Right.
Kang does not like people fucking with time.
Right.
What if he were to show up and be like, Battle World is coming and you don't know when?
Right.
Like, it's coming. And then at some point, the fucking Avengers all come down, Captain Marvel lands, Spidey-Man, fucking Black Panther, whoever you want to have in your cast, and the fucking entirety, like Sokovia, starts to go into space,
Yep.
and they can't stop it, and
Oh,
they
that
have
would be
no
cool.
idea, and they're just like, what, you can't. Then, quickly, let me say one last thing. Not only can you introduce both the X-Men and the Fantastic Four through your idea, you also back-channel a pure black suit Spider-Man the correct way.
Yep.
That's where I was going to go. I was going to go. If
Yeah.
with the partnership between Marvel and Sony right now, if the next Venom movie fails and they don't continue to go down the road that they're going right now, I'm one of the people that enjoyed Venom. I know.
I liked it well.
I know that you
Not
did
perfect,
not
but I liked
enjoy
it.
it.
And you know why it wasn't that it was the worst thing ever. I think I said pretty valid reasons in what my disdain for how they changed the actual origin of that
Right.
characters. Other than
Very
that,
true.
I thought the movie isn't bad.
But if you want Black Suit Spidey, you got to do it that way.
The kind of cool thing, I hadn't even considered this, but if you're talking about doing the Battle World and bringing in, you have gloves off to do whatever you want. That's how you can also integrate your defenders in. If you
Absolutely.
still want to do the
Yes.
Netflix stuff.
Well, and there's characters that kind of got a bad first shake at it, like the
Hulk.
Lizard.
yeah, very true.
You know,
very true.
You know, you think back
Yeah.
to '90s animated Spider-Man.
Kirk Connors is the fucking man.
Throw him in on Battle Planet and let's see what happens. You know.
Give me an Electro that's not Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
Brutal.
Yeah.
How about
let's
a
see it.
non-Alfred
Brutal murder.
Molina Doc Ock?
I
Yes.
didn't mind.
I
that,
liked
but
Molina.
I like
I'm not
that.
saying I hated Molina. That I'm just saying for the time. I mean,
True.
could you actually put Molina back in that role now and it almost worked better with
I don't know. I don't think
a
so.
younger Tom Holland? But
I don't
who
think
would
so.
you
No.
do you okay, now let me ask this genuine question. Do you gender bend if you bring Doc Ock in
No.
like they did in Spider-Verse? Because
I
that's an
don't-
ultimate
I don't
universe
think I
thing.
would, no.
The only other thing I would add to my kind of spiel is you brought up time travel. Now that you have Deadpool that they said that they're going to keep the same, I imagine they're going to keep the supporting cast the same. You've got Cable.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
So
That's an interesting problem.
Those are even more. You know, if you've got a book, that's even more pages that you're adding to that book that you can go any way that you want.
You know,
Cable
that-
gives you that freedom.
Does that mean Brawlin fight Brawlin?
I don't
Thanos
know.
versus Cable? I mean, it's
But
happened.
the thing is,
Actually,
they also want to
honestly-
tie this up with like a nice like little bow. They don't want to like leave a bunch of loose ends and
Look,
stuff.
you've already
and,
seen the
like-
end of Endgame, and this is something that I've read and was really looking at the footage. If the footage holds true, we have actually seen the finale of Endgame already.
I've been
on screen.
avoiding all of it, so I'm
And
trying.
the
to not
only
see
thing
it,
in the
yeah.
trailer that you see is Thanos walking in a field.
Right.
And I think that's after the fact.
You know, honestly, the idea of bringing in Cable sparks to mind doing Avengers versus X-Men, which would be
It just,
fucking
I just
great.
honestly, I feel like with the story that they've written, it wouldn't fit. Cable won't fit. And the
Really?
because the thing is the end game's gonna end with Tony Stark wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. Because if you
Whittling?
look at
I
it,
hope
look at
not.
every single Tony Stark film, like any film that he's ever been in, whether it be Iron Man or like Civil War or something like that. He sustained some injury or whatever, always to his left hand. every single time. Like, you can look back and see every single time that he has an injury, it's his left hand. So Marvel has been calling for his left hand this entire time.
This is some.
I'm not even
bullshit,
kidding.
man.
It's so meta. It's so weird to think about. But like, honestly, I predict right now, and you can mark it if you feel like.
Mark it down.
But
Journey to Comics.
Tony Stark
236.
will wield
I do have
the
to throw
Infinity
in.
Gauntlet at the end, because the Infinity Gauntlet is a left-handed gauntlet.
Do you think it's going to take him then?
I don't know.
See,
Man, I think
I
that'd
feel
be a
like-
I feel like
crazy
what
way
he's
to
going
do
to
it.
do
I
is-
love it.
Has he
the
re-upped
s-
his contract yet?
No one said what their contracts are doing. It's elusive. It seems like, I mean, Chris Evans has said my contract is out, but
Right.
that doesn't seem necessarily accurate. What could they do? They could throw him in the 40s, give him Peggy Carter in pure form, just
Or
stick
just
him
or
back
just
then.
give him as what I think what you and I talked about was just let, or no, it was Matt and I last week. Just let Cap have retirement.
There you go.
He
Let
doesn't
him-
want to be a soldier anymore.
Right.
Yep. And he can just, and you know what's really cool about that? Like 10 years when he's gray, you can bring back old school Cap and he will be even.
Fuck it, shoot the moon. Let's do Secret Empire.
Oh man, no, but let me say, if we're gonna go down the secret game, and Secret Wars has already been discussed. Obviously, they have already put the end game in clear sight. They're doing Secret Invasion, and Secret Invasion started at Captain Marvel.
Right.
Introducing
And-
Skrulls.
I mean,
is
but
such
if we're
a
also
huge
doing
tip to the
this,
cap,
why don't we
absolutely.
also just do Illuminati?
Huh?
I said if we're also doing this, why don't we also just do Illuminati?
The Illuminati is almost. I mean, if Tony survives the Infinity or the.
But we also
Endgame-
need Mr. Fantastic, which
And
now we
Namor.
can do.
They've cast Black Bolt already, so
Yeah.
I think that's going to be
on.
undone. I don't think. Again, they were really clever with not actually making the Inhumans have any effect on the MCU or even exist in the MCU, so they can be like, that story was shitty. Let's find something better, and down the road, really bring it together.
Right.
Dick, how do you do it? Curious.
How do I do this? Okay, so started out millions of years ago. All right, millions of years ago, and through selective breeding and mutation throughout, evolution, typical evolution. Eventually, we have mutants.
Okay,
There you go.
that's it. So they've just been there the whole time and they didn't fucking help.
That's how they did the comics for a long time.
Kind of just
that just
explain
makes
what
the
mutants
X-Men-
were,
I am
rather
literally
than
just
how-
trolling, guys.
I know.
That's what I thought. I was just
No,
like,
For a second, I thought you had a stroke.
I'm tired, and nothing I come up with right now is gonna top anything you guys said.
All right,
with
so-
my
why don't
very
you-
limited comic
Why don't
knowledge.
you do this? Which of the four of us, which theory
which
did you
one
like the
would
best?
you go with?
I haven't said my theory
Well,
yet.
So
okay.
I've still got an X-Men one here too.
And you have an X-Men one, so let's do this. You get the X-Men one.
The X-Men was very, very loose, but they've introduced the idea of mutants already to an extent in the MCU through the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Okay, yep.
You already have the Inhumans. Carrying an Inhuman gene
Gross.
just had to be activated.
Yep.
So they've already introduced at least an extent of the concept of having some kind of a mutated gene.
Awakening,
you could play
too.
off of that.
Okay,
you
I
could
like
play
that.
off of that.
Okay, so if I'm tackling this, let's tackle the X-Men first, because I have
Okay.
a really solid game-winning game changer. So at the end of Endgame, one thing that will be happening, for sure, is the redistribution of all 6 stones.
Right.
There's no way they keep them in the same place. There's
Right.
no way that all 6
You don't
go
think
to
they
one
bogart them
quadrant.
on Earth?
No.
Oh, no,
But
'cause
here
the comics
is
is
what
Cube
I
and
think
MacGuffin.
is the mistake. Because we will not see Vision return, they give Wanda the Reality Stone, and she fucking plays with her powers and says, I want mutants. I want people like me. And it's House of M reversed.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh shit, that's a fantastic idea.
Okay, so here's my Fantastic Four one. You said Fantastic. Let's segue there. It's so much more subtle. You want me to introduce the Fantastic Four? Here it is. You're in Endgame. Everything's going back to normal. You've got maybe, I don't know, who do you want in New York? Spidey, let's say, is swinging. He swings by Avengers Tower, but it doesn't say Avengers Tower anymore. It just has a giant 4 because it's now the Baxter Building.
Okay.
Because the Baxter Building, Avengers Tower has been sold in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
It was sold. They had to get rid of all the shit. They had to move it out. Obviously, it was a cornerstone of this universe. I mean, it sparked the whole amazing Battle of New York and the importance of Tony fucking throwing himself up into space like that and whatnot. But you have this whole setup where they can just go, okay, that building has existed. We don't know who bought it. We don't know why. It could be Oscorp, but that's like Oscorp buys Avenger Tower. Like, Tony's not going to sell that to Norman. That doesn't make sense. Makes more sense for him to sell it to somebody like a scientist like Reed Richards, though.
Very true.
And then Reed, now having the Baxter building, now getting more funding, now getting more availability, decides to take his team up where? Into space. And we have officially got the cosmos exploding again. Maybe they can tie that into something the Guardians have done or someone else in the cosmic universe has done as an accident.
Yeah.
That then creates an unnecessary tension with the Fantastic
Or like
Four coming in.
maybe when Tony takes control of the Infinity Gauntlet and then decides that Thanos needs to be judged by the cosmic forces and they utterly destroy him or something that causes the cosmic burst that gives Fantastic Four their powers.
I think you could really do something cool if you introduced the Fantastic Four post Guardians 3.
Yes.
And use Adam
2 years?
Warlock.
You want to wait? I'm asking not.
Well, I mean,
got a
let's be
long
honest.
time,
I've
yeah.
said this a lot on any show that we've discussed the Fantastic Four. That
They're not your
is
favorite.
the least of my concerns.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that.
I mean, there's a lot of good that comes out of Fantastic Four, but if I got to choose between Hulk and the Thing, why would I choose the Thing? It's a rock man.
True.
Man, I'm telling you.
It's a rock
Personality.
man.
Ben Grimm, though, emotionally
The
speaking,
ever-loving
is
Blue-Eyed
the
Thing is a
deepest.
fantastic character.
Oh my gosh!
I want rage and fury, not
But that's what
wisecrack and
he
blue
has.
eyes.
No, see, that's where they in the
Buckles.
movies have definitely got Ben Grimm wrong. If you historically look at his comic story, it's so much more tragic than that. First of all, he can never demutate. He's
Right.
stuck like that. Hulk, if he wants to get it on, can just like relax and have
He
some
has
sex
kids,
time.
for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to explode through fucking Black Widow or whoever he's nailing at that second. The Thing,
Link me to that
he's
video
kind of
when you
ribbed
find
for
it.
her pleasure. You know, the Thing
Here's
is
an
permanently
odd one.
ribbed for her pleasure, and it's just like.
Didn't,
Why are you
doesn't the,
what
the Secret
caused
Invasion
this
tie right back
to-
in with Ben Grimm and Alicia Masters?
Yeah.
Wasn't she a Skrull?
Yes.
There
Yes,
you
she
go.
was.
There you go.
Whoa. See, now you're thinking with oil.
But
What did
any-
you say, AJ?
I
Were you wondering how we got on Dick Talk with the Thing?
pretty much.
I was just saying
I
that his
didn't wanna
story
bring
is
it
much
up
more
'cause
sympathetic because he's always like that and he can't undo it. And he doesn't have
I
love
just
and
wanna
he can't feel a
know-
woman's touch anymore or be caressed or any
If
of
we're
those
going to go
things.
full Mallrats
I
with
just
this.
want Dick's opinion on
any-
which one was the best.
So
Which was the best?
Which one of our
Oh
theories?
yeah, we should find that out.
So let me finish
Sure.
first.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I think you've teased already such a powerful and interesting character in Adam Warlock in
Yeah.
Guardians 2. Utilize that character
Yeah.
to its full potential.
Okay, so
Do something timey-wimey, and then bam, Fantastic Four.
I'm going to say this one thing to really throw you off your game. We got an end tease from Guardians 2 for Adam Warlock. That is true, right? Obviously, the Sovereign have sent him. Really, they're going to wait like 7 years to send him to do stuff if he's going to be this ultimate beast? I mean, the Sovereign are already advanced. We know that Marvel has things up their sleeve. There's no way in hell they're going to tell us every character that shows up in the MCU
Right.
during Endgame or how that's going to play out. Fucking the dude, what was it, Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil, could show up, and we just don't know that he's going to still get dusted.
Right.
And that's why they could
Right.
end everything. And we have no idea.
That's what cost him to go off Netflix, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally possible, you know?
Luke Cage will be there even
Absolutely.
though they canceled it.
I just think Adam Warlock is. I'm gonna have to turn your mic up a little bit more. By the way, I'm having a little bit a hard time hearing it.
I have a hard time mumbling, and
You
by
have a
hard
hard
time
time-
mumbling, I mean I mumble a lot, and I
It's
have a
okay.
hard time talking.
You're okay.
So-
We love you. But what I was saying is,
Aw.
with Adam Warlock, I feel like he is a lightning bolt that needs to have involvement in the Infinity Gauntlet. That's robbing him of his genuine origin in the actual comics.
Very true.
And I mean, he is the wielder of the fucking gauntlet that stops Thanos, and it is the holy shit moment of
And
that story.
Nebula.
Well, Nebula has it first, but becomes stupid with power because it's
Right.
Nebula, and she's like, wait, I can extract revenge on my father and tear him apart like he was doing me. Holy fuck, let's go. But she doesn't. So I like the idea of making it an after credit, but after Guardians 2, what if he's a surprise? I mean, James Gunn just came back too. Is that a character? I do not know. I don't know what the game plan is here.
The one thing about Fantastic Four, I think you have a ready built, even if you don't want to just use the standard origin story for Fantastic Four, you have a ready built inclusion for them. you have all the world is suddenly cognizant of space travel and cosmic everything. So who's to say Reed Richards isn't going to shoot a damn rocket into space?
And see, that's another thing too. What if they bought the Avengers Tower Baxter building, and they've already been trapped in the negative zone for the majority of this time, and we didn't know, and the snap brought them back.
Oh shit!
Redistribution of time. I mean, with this deal closing, I feel like it's all bets are off. Like everything we've said could happen. Possibly.
You have the combination of the deal closing and they're introducing time travel and possibly retconning tons of things.
Oh, yeah.
So you, honestly, after Endgame, all gloves are off.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wonderful in its own way.
It really is. It's freeing. And it's like, Tyler, you said this a couple times, but how many times in our lives are we going to have a 22-movie culmination into a story? We are going to be so lucky as to at least see it once. If we get it a second time, if they can pull this off another 22 deep 10 years later, holy shit.
I'm gonna take a moment to completely nerd out here, at least for just a brief second.
Please do.
Being the first time I've been on here, Avengers is still one of my favorite movies of all time, just because I remember walking out of the theater going, this shouldn't have worked. There's no way this should have worked. That many directors, that many characters, that many actors. This should not happen. Also, I will say that my favorite movie, just because I happened to watch it with a 5-year-old kid the first time he'd ever seen a grown-up movie, and seeing the reaction on his face to it. The Hulk mowing through Chitauri was blowing the kids' mind.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Avengers is always going to have a high point in my mind for me. But when you say bringing up 22 movies, God, they've already proven they can do it with how many?
Anything they want.
I trust them at this point. They've got carte blanche to do whatever the hell they want, as far as I'm concerned.
The only negative that I would say to that is you always have to bring in the comparison to Rome.
Yeah, very true.
Rome fell.
Very
We're
true.
eventually going to fall. Eventually, the MCU is going to stop.
Can I make a prediction?
Go ahead.
It's going in my opinion, the only way the MCU could truly stop is if a tragic death brought it all to a halt.
You think so?
I mean, a real-life, non-comic book storyline, one of the characters is traveling in a plane and it explodes.
Yeah.
Like
Robert Downey Jr. bites it, we're screwed, kind of thing.
Maybe during, like, if Age of Ultron, something like that would have happened, they would have probably went off the rails. Now, Tony and Robert Downey Jr.'s legacy untouched, regardless. But Brie Larson, somebody like that. I mean, I hate to put that curse out there.
Right.
But that would crush everything and set him back. That is the one thing I think that can actually, and I'm not saying I want this to happen, obviously, but it could bring Rome to its knees.
The positive side of that, though, as we go into, the second leg of our journey with the MCU, you've got so many characters. We're just talking about the blanket X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and their associated villains, obviously.
Right.
That's just 8 to 10 characters that we're trying to figure out where they go or how they introduce them. You have characters, all the canceled Netflix shows. We don't know what's going on with that.
I'm still holding out hope for Mole Man in the MCU, so that's just me.
But then you've got Ghost Rider.
All about that.
What are we going to do with Ghost Rider?
Well,
there's so many characters that they can just reach into the bag and pull out.
They do have Ghost Rider in the MCU. They use the Robbie Reyes version, which
I
grew up on Ghost Rider. I'm not a fan.
Robbie Reyes was an okay storyline. The only reason I have any ties to Robbie Reyes' story is because my buddy Corey Hampshire did art for that comic.
Oh, fair.
So I actually read it and was like, okay, I kind of get how and why they want to introduce this character. It was definitely a mixture of like, let's be more inclusive, and also I think we can do something different and creative with this story. Mm-hmm. But it petered out really too fast.
As a quick aside, because I may never have another chance to pump something like this, if you ever get an opportunity, Garth Ennis did a 6-issue Ghost Rider run. Two Ghost Rider runs. Back, I want to say 04, 05, somewhere in there. Reintroduced Ghost Rider, and then did a second called Ghost Rider Trail of Tears, set in Civil War time. Fantastic.
Oh, well, you sold me. I'm going to go look that up.
I've got all 6 issues if you ever interested.
Hell yeah. Fuck yes, I am.
I got a thing.
What's
up? I said I got a thing. So, who do you guys think, in your honest opinion, villain that is too powerful for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, excluding the one above all?
While we think about that, let's have Dick answer the first question that we brought him on for. He was sleeping on the podcast. It's okay.
No, I was just thinking right there what he said.
But yes, if all of our ideas combined, what are the two ways you're bringing the things that we were talking about in?
I think Alex has a great point of Fantastic Four is just you can just do it.
Just fucking do
You can just do it.
Nike.
I liked your theory for X-Men.
Okay.
See, the conversation got a little convoluted because you guys kind of started interweaving your ideas. And
It's nerds talking. That's going to happen.
We cross-pollinated.
Yeah, you cross-pollinated quite a bit, so it's really difficult to remember whose idea was what.
Sure.
Zombies, bro.
Especially this hour.
Yeah, for you
But,
guys, it's way later than it is for me. I'm like, it's 11 my time. Fuck
Yeah, there's
yeah.
alcohol involved, too.
I'm
That
struggling.
helps. That always
I
helps,
won't
yeah.
lie. I'm struggling.
I'm struggling, yeah. This is Revenge of the Yawns, officially.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's answer AJ's question. Villain too powerful for the MCU.
To give you guys a good example, Franklin Richards, Reed Richards' son.
Oh,
You like that?
shit.
I think
do like
Franklin
that.
Richards would be
I do
way
like
too
that.
powerful for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Dude literally could just res Galactus like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I know another one that's good that would be too powerful. I hope they still find a way to introduce this character, especially with us just having Captain Marvel. I think the Super Skrull would be too powerful. The
Really?
abilities of all.
Really?
Oh yeah. Think of, because you're looking at this Super Skrull with a mission. All the Skrulls have still not been reunited. He is in a renegade group that has been trying their best to get back. He finds a way through the negative zone back to Earth, and his first goal is to take out the only thing he saw that brought him to Earth, Reed Richards.
The only thing I would argue with that is I see them using Super Skrull as just a one-movie villain kind of thing.
One and done?
Yeah, I see them doing that. Like, I could see them making the Super Skrulls like a Fantastic Four sequel villain, and that'd be it.
Yeah, you do have to have those characters
Right.
for the movies, for sure. Mole Man is another one.
And
I would
Varanki,
say.
I could see being an overreaching villain. If
Yeah.
they actually do Secret War or Secret Invasion, I could see them doing Varanki.
Yeah?
I would, as far as villain, Beyonder, I would have to say is up there. Annihilus, again, would be up there. I really like your idea. Galactus is the be-all, end-all.
Yeah, like you could tease him coming at some point, but we don't know when. We don't.
Right,
He could take
right.
55 movies to get to
As long as
us.
it's not a damn cloud anymore, I think we'll be all right.
Right.
I want
He
the
has to
goddamn
be a
purple
structured
helmet.
beast.
I need a purple helmet, or I'm not gonna be happy.
Do you think Eternity is too powerful for the MCU? He's the Eternity character has been mentioned. Star-Lord mentioned it during Guardians 2. I
Yeah.
can see Eternity. That wasn't a blanket reference. That was very pointed, obviously, with the cosmic story they're trying to tell. So I don't know. This is a tough one.
I do have to ask real quick. I know from what I've read about Feige, the next arc they're playing is they're doing an Eternals movie.
Yes. Yeah.
They
yeah.
are planning a lot of stuff around the Eternals.
Yeah, Alars, which is
My-
going to be Thanos'
yeah.
dad's story.
There's a lot that's going to be spun off from there as well.
Yes, totally. I have. We could theorize on what they could do. One thing I will say that I think we are going to get as a surprise for Endgame, we will see Nova, because the only stone that we did not see Thanos get, we don't know why he got it. We don't know how quick he got it. We don't know how the decimation of Xandar happened. It is a big ass question mark. They're leaving two out in the open. Rowan Day exists, obviously, as John C. Reilly. They didn't pick a star name, John C.
Right,
Reilly, to
right.
do nothing. What if he escaped Xandar to Earth, finds Richard Rider, gives him the power of the Nova right at the snap?
I'm not gonna lie. Anything that involves John C. Reilly is a massive hero. I am on board for.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
regardless.
I agree.
You know, you and I have talked about it at length. You know, I really want the character going forward in the MCU, and I think that there's no better way to introduce it. As far as villain, you know, before Fox kind of fucked it up a couple years ago, I was going to say Apocalypse. I mean,
I can see
Yeah.
that.
that's
Redone?
your
Honestly,
that's your big
yeah.
bad X-Men villain,
Yep,
and
definitely.
you can take him up or down depending on the situation.
Nate's got brainwave over here.
And now that they have control over Apocalypse, I would like to see them reintroduce him.
Make him not Ivan Ooze. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but there's so much unknown with at what length they would take that character. I mean, the only other one I got is that hasn't been said is Mephisto.
I would kill to see Mephisto.
I mean,
That
Mephisto would be
fantastic.
cool, but then there's the thing. It's Is he the devil? Is he not the
That's
devil?
going to get on
Some
the religious
Disney
edge,
issues.
Yeah,
and that's going to be
so-
playing with people, and it's going to be, don't put the devil in theaters.
You're
and all
running
that
into some
backlash.
Disney problems there.
You just said the greatest thing ever, and we aren't thinking, like, I always say this, let's try to think third dimensionally about what we're talking about here, and you say Apocalypse as the end game for the X-Men. Yeah, so the X-Men need to have movies of individual characters, team-up movies where the actual X-Men form, at some point tease Apocalypse is coming, don't keep him in the spotlight, make him Thanos. And then after that story's done, you want to talk about Avengers versus X-Men? Sure, because now you've had Professor X take the team through all of this shit. They've been through everything. And to watch Cyclops on screen kill Professor X with the Phoenix Force, and everybody just go, what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah.
Then you've got Vulcan and everything else. I mean, Vulcan's flying around eating suns.
If there's a possibility of having the Brood on the screen, I'm here for it.
Didn't they tease the Brood in one of the other movies? Like I feel like it was in one of the Guardians. There's like a Brood in the Collector's fucking.
I know there's a Chitauri
and
I
an
know
elf.
there's an elf.
Dark elf. Yep.
I know the Cocoon is in there. I don't remember a Brood though.
Maybe. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking his Slither fucking worms.
Yeah.
Because they have the teeth too, and I don't know why I mixed that up. It's late. Fuck me. Whatever.
Yeah.
Shit.
I feel, man.
We're all sleepy.
Do we have anything else we want? I don't even know how long we've been going. Should I look? Let me look.
I
Probably look-
no clue at
Yeah,
this point.
maybe you should look.
Oh, perfect. Hey, we're right where we said we wanted to be, guys. I mean, I know this is probably going to be a shorter episode of Journey into Comics this week, but we literally just busted our asses from fucking 11 o'clock till fucking midnight. And let me say, I want to just on the podcast give a super special shout out to Tyler. Thanks for fixing my truck after
you.
it got fucked up, bro.
I just rigged it so it'll work.
Guess what? Rigging it is better than it being broken. So that's all I needed.
I do have kind of one thing I want to
Bring it.
close with.
Do it.
And I can't remember if it was Matt and I or you and I. I've talked about it so much here lately. The one character that I don't want solo movies is the Hulk. It's my favorite character
I could buy that.
in
You
Marvel.
don't want the Hulk to have a solo movie?
I do not
I
want him.
understand why.
I want him.
Why?
I want him to be the companion character to every other major character in the
I can
universe
see
from
that.
here on out, unless you're going to do Planet Hulk and you're going to do it right. Because
Right.
No,
Thor
World
Ragnarok
Breaker Hulk,
was
dude.
a mismatch of Planet Hulk and a bunch of other stuff.
And arguably
World
one of the better
Breaker
Hulk
Hulk,
stories they've
dude.
done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or they could totally go World War Hulk. Just
Yes.
saying. That would be another one that would be worthy
Again,
of the
you've
title.
got, if you introduce
Dave
Reed
Linder, are
Richards,
you
Black
leaving?
Bolt-
Hey, it was amazing having you at Fun for Funds. Yesterday's chips killed it. It was a blast.
I love your package.
Your mom fucking sang. That was incredible.
Dave's
Shout out
still
to
wearing
Mama
the tights.
Chips.
That's
He's never going
Dedication.
to take them off.
you want to talk about continuity. This is tights from the Boner Jovi show. He's been wearing them for probably 4 hours now.
Think about how sweaty those things are.
I would
No,
rather
hey.
not. I really would rather
Thank
not.
you
glad
for
we finally
having
got to
me on
share the
podcast.
stage.
I do have to ask. I do have to ask as far as anything nerdy. One of my favorite things, Dave. I want you to hear this because I think you'll like this. Anyone follow the Marvel shield posting memes on Facebook?
No.
The fan theory, and I love it. The Endgame ending is just straight up Ant-Man jumping up Thanos' ass and expanding.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That's
Oh
that's
my
been
God.
a popular
Yeah.
one lately.
It's
and
actually not a terrible idea because it would explode him. I mean, if
I'm
he went from
telling you.
Ant-Man to Giant Man,
I'm telling you, the memes have been unbelievable.
see you, Dave. Hey, I'll be
that's
messaging
gross.
you soon.
Butt stuff.
Gross.
Well,
But
you
it
got your
could
phone?
work.
You
But
get
it
it getting your
works.
phone?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Be safe going home, bud.
But yeah, so to close for me, unless you're gonna do the two major Hulk storylines that we have
Right.
with either World War Hulk or Planet Hulk, just keep him a companion character.
I can absolutely buy that.
The duality
Absolutely.
between Banner and Hulk, and we don't know what kind of Hulk we're gonna get in this film, whether it's the mean green raging machine, or if we're gonna get a little bit of gray Hulk action.
If we get a little fix-it action, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Man.
He does so well, or at least Mark Ruffalo does so well as a supporting character that I don't need any more than that.
Definitely.
And I was just curious to see if you guys had any characters that are current right now that you would kind of keep as a companion. Obviously, you've got Black Widow and Hawkeye and characters like that. I don't think that they need
Widow's
solo.
got her own solo film coming.
But God,
To
I
be
don't.
honest,
Why?
If you want to talk about a character I'd rather keep to the side, I grew up a Ghost Rider fan. I don't want them doing another movie based on him because his backstory is so unbelievably fucked up.
Right.
The reboot upon reboot upon reboot, there's no good way to do it.
You'd
And
almost
they're
have to
never-
rewrite the character on
Yeah.
the screen, and then you risk
Now, unless they
alienating fans.
decide to do the Frank Castle Cosmic Ghost Rider, I'm on board for that.
Yeah, I'm on board with that for
I am
sure.
absolutely on board for that. However, as himself, as Johnny Blaze, as Dan Ketch, no. I'd rather side character at best.
I like that.
I think that I need Mark Ruffalo if you're going to talk about guest appearances in different movies and stuff and not have him do his own film. There's one that sticks out, and I'm going to reference directly a story that's I'm bringing out my fucking big dick nerd card. That's a hard one to say. Amazing Spider-Man 120 was the first official team-up of the Hulk and Spidey, and it's so fucking good. It's right before the death of Gwen Stacy. It's right before shit goes off, and I think Mark Ruffalo, Tom Holland in one
man, it'd
movie.
be great.
I would know that would be a very good
Oh.
movie. Absolutely.
Sold. Dick.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm
I
fucking
have
tired.
I have a complete left turn question. If we're gonna be finishing up the podcast in the near future, I have a question for you. As much as I love Marvel, I am a Hellboy fan to the bone.
It's gonna be great.
Absolutely love Hellboy.
It's gonna be great.
What does everybody think of the new movie?
It's going to be great.
I honestly, I don't think that it's going to be good at all.
I could completely
Just
understand
throwing
the
it
reason
out,
for it.
just throwing
Oh,
it
boy.
out there. 'Cause
Finally,
like
something I can
Fox
talk
has
on.
done, like Fox has done with Fantastic Four. Sometimes they make movies for the sake of having the rights to the movie and having to make
I
that
can buy
movie.
I can understand that.
So I'm just saying that it could be that. I could be wrong. It could be a fantastic movie. I'm just not seeing it.
I'm going to jump into it considering I'm the guy that's got the fucking BPRD logo tattooed on the back of his car right now.
Nice.
I'm a junkie. I love that they're going back. They've got the Baba Yaga. They've got Gorgatch. They've got the Blood Queen. They're using some of the dark, actual fantasy lore. They may not be getting the character right, and I don't know that they are or not. I hate that he's got long hair. It drives me nuts. But they're getting the tone of the books right.
Right.
I'm on board for that. I'm hoping like hell that it works.
So as far as my opinion, I'm pumped for it. I was really disappointed that we didn't get the trilogy that Guillermo del Toro was originally, in talks to do. Because I think Ron Perlman was your guy for sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think David Harbour's his name, right?
Yeah.
I think from what we've seen in the teasers and whatnot in the trailer, maybe his dialogue is a little bit rough.
I'd say he looks like he's having a hard time talking through all the makeup.
Yeah.
It
So
really seems to struggle
so
with
maybe that's been tough for him. I can't say. The only part that I'm weary about in the film is Mila Jovovich. I'm not a Mila Jovovich fan. I'm not. She's a model, not an actress.
Yeah. The thing is,
I liked Resident Evil though.
if
I have no idea what you just said.
I said I liked Resident Evil though.
Okay.
he likes Resident Evil, if they use her true to the comics, the character won't be that big of a deal.
Which from what I've seen, I'm not too worried about it.
So
But
I
that
don't
if
look
I've got
like
to
a
gripe about
fucking
something, that's what I've got to gripe about.
Yeah, I can get that.
It's your turn, Blake.
Oh, finally.
Sorry to inconvenience
Because
you.
finally I have something to say.
I'm
And it's
glad
not
you
much,
contributed
but,
something
from the first trailer that we got from the new Hellboy, I was not impressed. I mean, I had been looking forward to it. And then we got that first trailer, teaser, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, I don't know about David Harbour as Hellboy. Then we got this most recent trailer.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Band is fantastic.
The Red
yeah.
Band trailer, love it. It pumped me up. It re-pumped me up.
The comedic elements that need to be there, I think, with the character are all there in that trailer.
The first trailer made it seem like the movie was just all comedy.
Yep.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I'm a big comedy guy, but damn.
The fact that they're using the last couple arcs of the main run is what's keeping me afloat on it, honestly.
Okay. I'm interested. Look, I liked the first Hellboy movies. This Hellboy movie energized me because I think you said it best, First trailer, I was just like, I don't know if I needed a reboot. Second trailer, I was like, I think I need to see that in theaters at least once. Like, at least just to give it the fair shake.
On this subject.
Yes.
So, on the subject of, I hated the first trailer, it did nothing for me, but I liked the second trailer. What do you think of the most recent Dark Phoenix trailer? Has your opinion changed at all? Still shit?
So my closing argument.
Still shit?
It's so bad. Listen, here's my thing. Dark Phoenix is something that's very special to me. I really love the X-Men, blah, 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 blah. I can elaborate on that for days. It doesn't matter. The point is, that universe is done. This story is just tying up a bow that people don't give a fuck about now because the deal is over.
I give a fuck.
You could loosely give a fuck at 30%, but you don't. If you really think about it, care
use
that
my
much.
30%
Because
against me.
You know why I know you guys don't care enough about the X-Men to care about Dark Phoenix like that? Because we all sat through Days of Future Past and had to be sold on them fixing their fucked up universe.
I am still to this day angry over the end of Days of Future Past. Let's
retcon our whole universe.
I mean, we're already doing it, aren't we?
Straight up nerd rage.
Huh?
The fact
Aren't we already retconning the entire universe?
Yeah, but again,
the fact
then.
with Days of Future Past, they had it right. They finally got it, and then the very end they say, "Oh no, Stryker's Mystique." No, leave it alone.
Yeah, because
You
now
had it
Mystique
just
is the
fine.
one that fucked up Weapon X and created
God.
Wolverine. That's like as bad as April O'Neil creating the Ninja Turtles in that shit movie that they created.
Oh God.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about that.
Don't bring that shit up to my face.
I think.
Don't ever
bring that shit up in my face.
Here's where I can stand my ground and say, don't even try and change my mind because you're not going to. Where DC and Marvel have both nailed their castings as far as their actors,
Disagree.
whether it be short term or long term. It's my time, AJ. Fox did not do that with X-Men or the X-Men universe that they have created right now, other than two characters.
Sure, what are you two?
Wolverine and Magneto. That is it.
Yeah.
Young Magneto and old Magneto.
Yes.
Professor X though too, both
No.
versions.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
Patrick Stewart as I can get at that.
I can.
Patrick
tell with
Stewart, fantastic.
that. You didn't like
James
McAvoy?
McAvoy, nope.
Interesting. I thought he
You
was a
could not
shoo-in
pay
be
me
your
to
more
like
favorite.
James McAvoy as Professor X.
I'll give an
He is
unpopular
whiny and pathetic.
Wow, he's the
I'll give
king
you-
of unpopular
I'll
opinions.
give you a very unpopular opinion. I actually love Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth. The
See,
rest
I
of
didn't
the
like
movie-
that
the
too.
rest
I
of
didn't
the
mind that
movie's
either.
terrible.
Yeah.
I love Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth.
I did too.
You want to hear an unpopular opinion?
What it is? I thought he was just gonna burp.
Die.
I got a popular opinion for you.
That was the Fox Fantastic Four.
I don't-
If you belch, that's the.
I don't like Lord of the Rings
You don't like Lord of the Rings?
I will
like,
fight you
at all.
But,
Like, all of those movies are hot doo-doo dookie garbage.
I will
Okay.
fight you.
There's
to
only
death.
one trilogy.
so with
Of
the
the
Dark
Jedi.
Phoenix, so we've had First Class was pretty okay.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Fassbender as young Magneto is incredible.
Yes,
Top
absolutely.
fucking
yes.
And then you've got Kevin Bacon and a good supporting cast.
First Class is good. First Class is very good.
And then it just goes right down the shitter
Yeah,
after
I
that.
can agree with
and
that.
then with Dark Phoenix, it's like, what about Apocalypse made me give a shit about Sophie Turner? Nothing. I'm sorry.
Less than nothing.
Nothing.
Let's not forget we still have New Mutants in the can somewhere. It's going to come out sometime
On Disney Plus, it'll never ever hit theaters, and that is only a shame for Macy Williams because that
Yeah.
was her big
Yep.
fucking Hollywood
That-
break
you
that
know
was
what?
gonna fucking.
The fact they wanted to make an X-Men horror movie, I'm interested. You have my curiosity at the
Yeah.
very least.
Yeah.
At
See,
least
and
for
the
a
thing is,
trailer.
they can do that and get away with it. If you want to make like an X-Men, yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
I have
Happens.
ADD.
It's late o'clock.
It is
Late o'clock.
I say, I'm pretty sure we're the only ones left in the bar at this point.
We've officially closed it down here at the Journey into Comics podcast.
Can we finish this?
Are you guys ready to wrap it up?
I'm ready.
My
whenever.
closing argument is that I am 24 years old, so
2-4.
24. Yeah.
Okay.
My old ass is ready to go to bed. I'm 33.
I'm 32 and driving home for 2 hours, so.
Oh, Jesus,
That's
2 hours.
true.
Yeah, but
I
I'll
love
actually
you.
get an hour back, so that's like a fake hour. I drive it for real, but then when I'm home, it's only been an hour since I left.
Good God,
It's like you
Fucking
spend
weird.
2 hours of
He
time
time
driving,
travels.
but you
Where
only
are you
really spend
going?
an hour of time driving.
It's a magical place called the Region.
The region, yeah, also known as Pod World or Awesome World.
Pod
or
HQ.
Pod World?
Please tell me
Pod
not
HQ.
Crown Point. Please tell
No.
me not. Thank you. Thank
No.
you.
No, I'm closer to the ghetto in Hessville or Hammond, if you want to be real with it.
I drove through Hammond last weekend. So.
Okay, not bad. It's my hometown. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of Journey into Comics. Before we get out of here, folks, I want to thank the North End Pub. I want to thank everybody at the Journey into Comics Network for doing Fun for Funds today. Dick for helping me put it on. Tyler for helping me put it on. All you guys for showing up. It was a blast. I want to say, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the Journey into Comics Network at journeyintocomics.com or on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, Spotify, or CastBox. Just search Journey into Comics Network or go to patreon.com/Journey into Comics. Give us $1 for early access and exclusive content. That money goes to us so we can do cool things like this shit and have stickers and whatnot. I think that's going to do it. I want to thank AJ, Tyler,
Thank you.
Mr. Buckles, and Dick for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is an awesome Monday's episode of Journey into Comics 236 live from North End Pub at Fun for Funds. I've been Nate.
I've been Tyler.
Buckles.
Dick.
AJ.
And we'll see you guys later. As always, pop your caps back and fill your brains with shit. Later, guys.